Last week you saw me play Lucci, and this week you're seeing me play Nami. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm blaming the cat in the background. I literally hate this deck. Nami is such an annoying deck because it wins by milling itself out of cards. So it's very obnoxious to go against and very, very hard to pilot. At the end of the day, especially in an aggro meta and the meta we're in currently, it's a very hard deck to play. So this is a video for all of you Nami players to kind of sit back and have some fun for once playing the One Piece card game. By playing, I mean watching me play it miserably with this deck, because I am not the skilled pilot for Nami. Straight up, it's not me. So this is for you guys to sit back, watch me fail tremendously, and get a few little giggles. As always, join the One Piece family by joining the Discord down below. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Even a hate comment pushes the algorithm for me, so please, please, please leave all your hate comments down below. See me in Orlando Collecticon this weekend, May 20, whatever it is. The weekend of May, the last weekend of May. I will see you there very soon at Orlando Collecticon. I'll post my booth in the Discord down below, so that's another reason to join the Discord. And for anything else we do in the Discord, join. I'll see you in the next video. Well, I'll see you in the deck profile, and let's play some Nami. This is the deck list we got from One Piece Top Decks from a store... Oh, sorry, I had to burp. A store treasure cup that placed first. It was a 4-0 store treasure cup deck list. So this is not probably the most perfect deck list. Maybe this was a meta call for their locals, because this has some weirdos in it, and I don't know how I feel. So we're already playing Nami, so that's already bad enough. As an additional rule, when your deck reaches 0 cards, you win the match instead of losing it. Okay, cool enough. Times when dawn, when your opponent takes damage to their life through the attack of this leader, you may trash 1 card from the top of your deck. Very good option there for helping us, you know, kind of trashing cards from the top of the deck, which is kind of the goal. We trash cards, we draw cards, we mill cards, we do whatever we need to. Obviously, trashing cards is milling, but you see what I'm saying. So our goal here is to draw 2, trash 2 with Kaya very, very often, as many times as we can, with Snake Dance, just bouncing it back, getting extra counter, playing it back out, and drawing 2 and trashing 2. If you can play this card 20 times in the game, you just win, because you draw 5 cards to start and 5 life, so we just need to play Kaya 20 times, and that's game over. Now, we only have 4 of these, so that's a little difficult to do, so let's see if there's other options we can also use. We do have Nojiko, which just returns a 5 cost or lower to its owner's hand, just bouncing characters on the board, and that's going to be really good for the aggression our opponent may have. We're playing a piece, which is a 2k counter, and it says trash 2 cards from your hand, look at the top 5 cards, reveal 1 East Blue type card and add it to your hand, and then place the remaining at the bottom of the deck in any order. So it's not a great option. I don't understand why we play it, but that's me as a non-Nami player, so I don't really get it, but it's in the deck. We need some kind of 2k counter, and I guess this works good enough, because a lot of these are East Blue type, so maybe that's the idea there, especially because you can stack your deck with how much filter this deck has. Maybe that's the idea, but I don't know. Here's Nami. Nami just looks at the top 5 and grabs 1 blue event, so we can search out all of these targets. And if we can keep Nami alive, which is crazy when you can, it can continue gaining, you know, knowledge and info on the deck by how you stack it and structure your deck build, because you get to control that and orient it in some kind of way, while also increasing your hand size and giving you more counter events. Next, we're playing Cavendish, which I think is a really, really weird tech choice, but it is a 4/6. When attacking once per turn, draw 2, trash 1. It's also a brick in hand, so we have other ways to filter this card in case, such as Gum Gum Giant Gavel, which says trash 1 card up to one of your leaders, gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Then you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck. This is probably going to be our main filtering option, other than the draw 2, trash 1 trigger like Desert Spada, and possibly a few others. This deck is very reliant on what triggers you actually hit. Now we're running Desert Spada, which gives plus 2,000 power, then stacks the top 3 cards of your deck in the top or bottom in any order. We run 4 Impel Down All-Stars, which we really use for the trigger for the draw 2, but also for the Nami, you can search it out and use it as fodder later, as a, you know, easy card to trash for Kaya, and something that really just doesn't matter. So it is an option to help thin out the deck and help you find, you know, options later on by just getting rid of these, and these are just bricks in the deck that you run as searchable targets and targets you want for triggers, because drawing 2 cards is just so strong. We are running Brick Fist, which just pops or bounces a 4 cost or lower character to our opponent's hand. We're running Usopp's Rubber Band of Doom, which just gives plus 2,000 power and trashes the top card of your deck. We're running Gum Gum Giant Gavel, which gives a plus 4 and trashes the top 2. We already went over. Sanji's Peel Off, of course, because it's just a simple draw 2, helping us really filter through the deck and increase our hand size. We're running White Snake, which gives plus 1,000 power for the whole turn, then replaces itself by drawing a card. So this is very, very strong, especially in an aggro meta. I think this can be very strong if our opponent does things, you know, kind of incorrectly because you need to play very precisely against Nami. We have White Snake, which is the character that I told you bounces cards back to hand. So give up to one of your leaders or characters plus 4,000 power for this during this battle. Then return up to one of your characters to the owner's hand. So we can, you know, return our Nojiko, use Nojiko, return Kaya, use Kaya, return Nami, replay Nami later, which is okay, not as strong. Mainly you just want to use it for Kaya and Nojiko just to bounce these cards back to hand, possibly a piece if for some reason you play it down, just to have more counter in hand, or to use its actual option of Kaya, like drawing 2 and trashing 2, or Nojiko to bounce characters, or again, as counter. We only have so many Dom we can use in one turn. And then we have Level Beam. Your leader up to one of your characters gains plus 4,000 power for this battle, then draw 1 card if you have 3 or less. So this is very similar to the yellow Nami, that we want to just make sure we have 3 or less cards in hand. For this effect, similar how Nami, he needs to have 5 cards, then you trash 1, play Nami, and then you have 3 or less to draw another card. Drawing cards is just so strong, and that's basically what this deck's built on. So I'm excited to play Nami today and see how that goes. Let's test out Nami in the current meta. I don't personally like this deck. Again, I'm just saying it. This is not my deck. This is just a fun video for you guys to laugh at me and kind of troll me a little bit. So anyways, let's get into the actual games on the sim. We're going against Smoker. Let's see how this goes. We get Nami. We're going second. So I guess we're going to keep this hand and double Nami on the next turn. I think that's correct on how we're going to triple Nami very early. I guess we could double Nami. Do we double Nami? Is that greedy? Nah, never greedy. Never greedy. What do you mean? Psh. Nah, me greedy. No way. We're going to give them an off piece here just to save our life while we can, because we're about to draw 2 additional cards and draw a card for our turn. So we're just going to swing in for 5. We're going to be able to choose what we draw. We're going to grab a, I think, Impel Down All-Stars just to trash the cards, you know, to get rid of it later, possibly from one of the triggers. And I think to thin out the deck, that's what you're supposed to grab. I could be wrong. Again, I really don't know this deck at all. And maybe it really just depends on what's in your hand here. So we're just going to swing in for the 5. And then we may even go Nojiko early, depending on what we draw. If we get a something or another, if we can find a, yeah, we don't find it. We could go for a Brick Fist here and bounce back the character, sit on 2 Dawn. Yeah, I'm actually not against that. We're gonna go Aya to the top, Nojiko to the bottom, Gavel Love Beam, because this will draw us a card into Gavel, and then we Gavel Pitch. Yep, I watched that mill guy. We're gonna go in Brick Fist and bounce the Sanji back to hand. And then this is a deck we don't really want to give them cards back, so I think we're just going to play down another Nami here and pass. We don't really have a way to save one of these Namis, and if they have a rush option, we can't save either of the Namis, so I guess it doesn't really matter here. They grab a Smoker of 5/7 with Banish, which is very strong. We are going to lose one of our Namis, but we're going to get a draw 2 here, which is going to be really good. Do we have a way to save? We do not. All right, we're going to let it go. We're going to let it go. See what happens there. They do a 4 Dawn. They could go for a 4/6 Tony Chopper, which isn't great. Nope, they just go with what we kind of expect. So we're going to Nami first. Look at the top of the deck. We may go... Oh, that's both Kayas. That is 2 Kayas down. We could peel off this turn. We have a White Snake. It'll leave us 3 Dawn left. White Snake and Rubber Band of Doom. I don't think they're going to worry about our life here, so I think we can go peel off. Then we're going to stack draw 2, trash 2, so we're going to be able to Kaya, draw Kaya, and Gavel. I think we're going to leave it like that and see how that goes. They don't really have a way to control our hand size here, so we're going to continue doing exactly what we're doing. I don't mind White Snake at this point. Yeah, we can grab White Snake. Would it be greedy to go ahead? We could just Nojiko. Actually, yeah, Nojiko's not bad here. Yep, that's what we're going to do, Nojiko. Because now we can White Snake. Okay, so pass. Okay, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing it. We hold our Sanji's peel off for later. We're going to be able to Nojiko here, or Snake Dance the Nojiko back, save one of the Nojikos here with a 4K counter from the Virgo attack. They play Hody Jones. Hody Jones is pretty good. They rest 2 of our Dawn. That's kind of annoying. They get a great rush option, so yeah, maybe we can't save them. Maybe we cannot save them here. The issue is the Virgo. We could bounce one of the Namis back. I think we just have to let it go. I would love to bounce it back, but we have no more Dawn thanks to what they just did. So we could White Snake, but nothing returns, like nothing's worth it here. I don't think we're going to be able to save either of these Namis. It would be fun, but it just doesn't make sense here. If we Snake Dance, though, we can't stop the Hody Jones attack. I really don't think it's worth it. We may go Desert Spada just to stack the top of the deck and choose what we draw into. Start placing on top. I think this is good on top. So we can go Snake Dance. We can draw all of these this turn thanks to Sanji's peel off. So I think we just leave it exactly like that and then resolve the attack. and then we just let it go this time because there's not much we can do. So now we can Sanji's peel off pretty easily. We can go 5 into 3. Sanji's peel off, that leaves us 5, which I think is the best number here. So let's just go 5 into 3 to remove the board or the threat. They could easily counter out of this, but I don't think you would. Then we Sanji's peel off, get a 2k counter and a white snake. And then I think we just simply pass. We have a lot of options. We do have the white snake to return the Nojiko and use that as counter. We do have, I always say white snake, snake dance. I always say white snake. White snake is tough. We really needed other options this early. So now they get to restand 3 total Dawn here and get to go for 8, right? So 2 with leader, 1 with smoker. So they'll be back at 8 Dawn. That is the strength of smoker here. And this is such a weird match. So they played on the Sanji. They swing in for 7. So it's gonna be 8 and 9. So we could just snake dance out of this and then rubber band of doom and snake dance. Oh man, clicked the wrong character. That sucks. I think we're gonna bounce the character back. That sucks. I misclicked. I forgot how that, I didn't think about how that works. So now we're gonna have to do this again because we had to take that life. Go +4 and then tap 1. Choose no friendly targets and then tap 1. Go +2, trash cards from the top of the deck, resolve the attack. So we get rid of one of our impelled down all-stars. We can bounce the smoker back to their hand. So we know we're gonna do that. We're gonna Kaya, draw 2, trash 2. So we're gonna trash this and a white snake. We're gonna tap 3 here to draw 2 new cards because we need it. We get our last impelled down all-stars, as far as I can tell. And then we're just gonna pass. White snake will bounce back Kaya, reuse Kaya. We're down to 24 cards for life. They have 10 cards in hand, so they can counter out pretty aggressively of what they need to. And this deck is difficult to pilot. And this is a hard deck to play against, because if they drop another Hody Jones, I mean, puts us in a very bad spot. Now they get to restand 3 total Dawn again for Smoker. It could be good to White Snake again, bounce back Nojiko, reuse Nojiko to bounce back on the Smoker. They go to Shigi, because Tashigi now stops our Nojiko from having a strong effect. Now we cannot bounce their characters. So now they're going to swing in for 7 and 8 here. And so for us to get rid of this pretty easily, what we can do is Desert Spada. What we could do is White Snake, draw a card, drop the Appease, and now we're at 6k. So what we can do is White Snake plus 4,000 on the leader, bounce back the Kaya, resolve the attack, and we should be in a better spot now, I should say. I won't say a good spot. Now we'll play down Kaya, draw 2, trash 1. Is it too late for Nami at this point? Because what? That would be 4 total Dawn, leaving us with 5 again. I think we only have enough for what we're trying to do here. Definitely gonna drop, I think we're gonna drop White Snake. That might be wrong, but I really don't know. Let's draw 2 cards, see what we find. So we have Gavel here. So I think we're good to then play down Nami since we have Gavel. Because then we have, what, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12k counter, and then we just pass. So on 5, I think this is the perfect play, because we can choose what we're milling off the top. They play down Mole Gun just to KO the Nami, that's fine. Now we have to bounce the Nojiko back, but that's also fine. They get to restand 3 Dawn. They used 4 Dawn to pop a Kaya. Like, that really doesn't matter to me, if I'm honest with you guys. So what we're gonna do here is Desert Spada first, so we can choose what we're gonna mill whenever we go against the Smoker. So Desert Spada plus 2, look at the top 3, and I'm gonna leave those on the top because I want to mill those Cavendish. I think it's too late for Cavendish at this point. Return cards in that order, and then give them a 2k counter, and then we're going to, no blocker, tap 2, go plus 4, bounce the Nojiko, and then give them the Nojiko as counter. And then we cannot use Gum Gum Giant Gavel at this point. So we're going to take, and we're going to choose no trigger. And we're going to, we know we have a lot of Kayas coming up. I think we're going to Gavel and then trash the top of the deck. Because we know it was the 2 Cavendish. And then we know we're getting a Rubber Band of Doom here. And then just get into Sanji. 8 to 4. The goal is to hopefully pop the Sanji here. I'd rather just save the Dawn in case, because this leaves us enough for 4 total events possibly. Because we have the 1 here and then 3 2s. So they do counter out, which is good for our opponent, but at least it got some resources because we haven't been able to swing into like Hody Jones and take anything. Man, have I ever told you I hate this deck? We're gonna take, trigger, draw 2 cards. Ooh, 2, plus 4, draw 1 card. Rubber Band of Doom, plus 3, trash the top cards of deck. That was one of the Kayas, so we know we have 2 more Kayas coming up soon. So how could they split? 9, we're gonna take this. We get another Love Beam. I guess we can just take this, right? I think we just take. No trigger, that sucks. Yeah, I was hoping maybe we should have countered. I think we just lose. We need to have 3 or less cards in hand. I'm thinking about just swinging into the Sanji again for 8 and then tapping 2, and then we have 5. Does 5 get us there? No, because that's just 4, 4, and 2. And if they go 18, we'd still lose, technically. So we can't go a full 5. We'd have to go 7 into Sanji. Can we even go that much? Do we even need to bounce to Shigi then? I don't think we need to bounce to Shigi. I think we just keep... Well, I'm trying to think about clearing out my hand. Oh, we can Rubber Band of Doom first, then Love Beam, and then we'll have 3 or less cards. Okay. So let's go another 8 into Sanji here. Hopefully they can't counter out, but probably they can. They did leave 1 Dawn active. And pass. Alright. So the goal here is to mill 10 cards. If you're a Nami player, you know we cannot do that. So, I don't like this. I don't like this. So what we're going to do is counter 1, counter 4, draw a card, gavel, pitch, +4, trash from the top of the deck. That was finally Archaea's. Tap 2 to draw 1 card. And we don't have a way to get out of the 7 or the 5. That was so close still, because we don't have a way to trash any more cards after this. Dang, and we hit both Archaea's. That was such a close game though. I think you could see we almost got it there. That was a really fun one though. This Nami matchup, I mean, Nami's just hard in general. You have to be a very skilled pilot to take on these characters and these leaders and these players. We tried our best though. That was still pretty close for literally being my first game of ever playing Nami with a build like this in a meta like this. So I'm not too upset with how I did. I'm not too upset. It was close enough to feel okay at the end. But let's play a couple more matches. Okay, this is going to be a fan favorite deck we're going to play against here. I think we'll take first. And we're going to mulligan that hand. I don't like Love Mellows early. I would love to see a Nami. We don't get one of those either. But hey, we'll see how we do against Don Quixote Doflamingo. Green, purple, grape Doflamingo. I love this deck right here. This is a very fun deck to play against. And a very different deck structure. So they can set 2 Dawn up as active at the end of their turn. We're going to swing 5 into the baby 5. They could be able to counter out here, but they don't. Thank goodness. See, my question here is, do we peel off now, but then we have no Dawn to counter out of even a 5? We only have a 1k counter, and I don't think they're really going to develop any bodies this next turn. If they swing out heavy, though, I think we'd be better just taking this early. So maybe we just go for the draw, but then maybe they only go for the small swing. I think it's smart just not to swing, right? Or not to peel off yet. Yeah, I think we just don't peel off yet, because I think Desert Spot is going to help us find out what we're drawing, I guess, or choose how we kind of set things up at the bottom of our deck. I know the big focus is usually Kaya's. I don't really understand after that what we're supposed to do. They do swing out for the 7. We're going to go ahead and, with them having 2 active, that's probably for an event. Not that we really worry about an event. Maybe another baby 5. I'm not really sure. Let's go 1 for Desert Spada. Look at the top 3. Gavels, I think we'd rather have at the bottom. I'm pretty sure we don't want Gavel yet. So we'll go Gavel, Usopp. Well, I guess it'll trash the other Gavel. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe we go Gavel, Usopp. I think that's the better play at this point. Return cards, and then we will go ahead and Usopp out of this. +2, trash the top of the deck. Was a Desert Spada anyway. We don't really mind, and then we get out of the 7k attack. So 2 cards, not too fun, but we can bounce back characters. They play down a Don Quixote Rosinante. We're not really worried about bouncing that back, so we're just going to draw 2 cards and pass. We could have played down the Nami, but I think just having some kind of Dawn active is scary enough for our opponent. They play on 5-cost Rosinante. That will allow them to trash an event to, you know, be able to restand Dawn, keep going on like that. They swing in. Do we just take the 6? Because we're going to need 2 and 1 next turn, so that'll leave us 4 total Dawn. I don't think we take the 6. That's so miserable, but we kind of have to. I think we're going to. Hey, oh, I did that wrong. Whoops. I was about to say, I just read the second part, but I didn't read the first part. I'm going to be honest. So here is where we 1-2 pass. I think that's where we 1-2 pass. So now we can Snake Dance, bounce Nojiko, really get out of a bigger swing from our opponent. I played on Sugar. Sugar's going to look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Now we have something for Nami to swing into, which is convenient, I'd say. They draw a Doflamingo. They only have 6 Dawns, so they're going to probably just replay the Rosinante, swing in for another 6. Now is where we can Snake Dance, +4,000, then bounce the character, resolve the attack. Now they have the 5 total Dawn. Now is when they play out the Rosinante. Yep, and that's going to be very good for our opponent. Now we're going to continue to 3 for Peel Off, 2 for Nojiko. We have 4 active, maybe 3 active, depending on what we find with Nami. Let's see what we find with Nami first. So we don't need another Peel Off right now. Breakfast isn't great against this deck, so I guess we're going to go Love Beam. We could go for Impel Down All-Stars, but we don't really have any Kayas yet. So we're going to find some Kayas in our life for sure here. And so I think we just need some counter events. I don't think we're running enough, or we haven't found enough counter events as of yet. So we're going to go with the character here, and then we're going to be able to Sanji's peel off. We should have probably stacked that in a certain order. I need to think about that when I'm playing Nami, or playing as Nami, I should say. So their opponent does counter out. We're going to swing in 5 at the sugar. They may even block out to get an additional search, but I don't really care if they search here. It doesn't do too much for my kind of thought process. We're going to choose to draw 2 cards. We find another Nojiko. We're going to use Nojiko, bounce the character. We could even go another Nojiko, forcing them to use more Dawn. I think we're just going to Nami and then pass, because now we can Snake Dance down back the Nojiko. We have options, to say the least. We have options, and that's kind of the biggest thing that we've needed in this game. We do have a large hand size. They tap 1 Dawn, search the top 5 cards, grab a Don Quixote Rosinante, or Don Quixote Doflamingo. They play Doflamingo, Dawn -1, play out the Rosinante, and then they're going to swing in at us. So it's going to be good for our opponent here, but I don't think it's something we're too worried about. They go 6 in a Nami. It makes sense. I think we just have to let that go. We don't really have a way to counter out of that in a safe way. It would be nice to return the Nami to hand, maybe. I don't think we're going to be able to... Yep, I think that's the best option here. Because we have the 2, we have the 1, and that still leaves us 7. And it kind of lowers our hand size here. So Nojiko, bounce, Nami, so that's 2, 1, 1, 2, leave us with 5. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that, actually. Here we're going to grab a... I think I want to go Desert Spada. Peel off would be nice, but I don't think we can safely use peel off. Well, we could, actually. If we're bouncing 2 characters, we only take 1 life. And they need to get rid of Nami, so that's one of the attacks. I guess we could peel off here. No, because we have Mellow. I think we save peel off for later. Let's go White Snake. We have a bunch of 2 events, though. We probably shouldn't have done that. And then we're going to draw 2, trash 2. This is going to be a good ending. So we know we have Kaya. We've seen our first Kaya, finally. We're swinging the 3 just because we have the additional Dawn. If we wouldn't have swung the 3, I think I would have grabbed peel off there. They play Punk Gibson, which is fine. They rest one of our characters and get out of the attack. Sure. Don't really care. We're going to go 5 into sugar. If they want to counter out again, that's fine with me. They tap 2 and then give us a 1k counter. Sure. Another time. Sure. Don't really care that much about it. They're going to give us 3 cards here. Hey, that's cool too. We're going to play down the Nami. We're going to play down the Nojiko, bounce the Rosinante, and then, yeah, just pass, I think. I think that's the best option. So now we can White Snake, Snake Dance. We should be pretty safe here, basically. Should be pretty safe here. That 1 event would have been very nice. Just having the Desert Spada would have been very, very good right now. And I'm trying to think of a way to clearly get down to 1 card in hand, or 3 cards in hand. Use the Love Beam at its full effect. We really haven't had a way to filter. They're going to swing 5 at us. We're going to go ahead and just use White Snake, give plus 1,000 power, resolve the attack. Now we're a 6k leader. We do have a we have a Gavel now. So now what we can do is, it looks like they're going to play down a 10 cost Doflamingo here. And with a 10 cost Doflamingo, we could White Snake now. We could Gavel Pitch and then start getting closer to our Mellows, but I don't think we need to, especially because we know what they're about to do. So we need to do a good 4k counter here, which is going to be White Snake plus 4,000 and then bounce Nami back because it's about to be rested anyways, because we can see the 10 Dawn total. And maybe they switch up their idea now because we did that, which is honestly okay with me. They go 1 into 0, so maybe they are going to switch up their plan, but we do know they have a 10 cost. So they choose to go Rosinante instead. Little do they know we have another Nojiko in hand, so we can just bounce this back again. They play down Birdcage, which is going to KO any 5 cost lower that ends up being rested. So it pops their own sugar there, which is nice. And now what we can do is Nojiko, Nami, search the top card. So let's search the top card first, and our opponent just concedes. We were literally getting in such a good spot too, man. That kind of sucks. We were in such a good spot. We may have to play 1 more game. I think we have 1 more game actually on the block anyway. So we only had 1 trigger in life though. We did have one of our Kai's, just like I said, in life. And what we're going to do is swing 1, look at the top 5 cards and decide from there. Probably grabbing, it looks like probably Desert Spada this time. And then we were going to sit on Nojiko, bounce back Rosinante to the hand. And then probably not swing anything else after that. We have 7 Dawn active. So what we could do is Gavel Pitch, or Gavel Pitch the Impel Down. We would have played this. We would have played this out on the board. So then we would have had Love Mellow active. So we would have Love Mellow, draw a card, which would have been a Cavendish, it looks like, or something down there. So hey, we were in a good spot, man. This isn't as bad as I thought. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little less upset about this deck. So we're gonna take on Robert Lucci here. We're gonna mulligan this hand because I don't think Cavendish is going to do a lot in this matchup. We could go ahead and Kaya, but I don't think it's not a horrible option, but it's such an easy thing to remove. But we have a horrible hand. I think we're just gonna drop Cavendish and Desert All-Stars and just pass. I think we just need to get some bricks out of hand because these aren't gonna do much in this matchup, as I said. They play down the Uta. Uta's fine with us. It doesn't do too much. We're gonna save the Nojiko for an actual threat on the board. So I think we're just gonna pass at this point. Not too much to do. It really depends on what our opponent chooses to do here and how they choose to swing. So we could go ahead and save this character just to have it on the board still. Yeah, I think that's what we do. We give +4 here, bounce the Kaya, resolve the attack. We still have 1, so if they choose to swing all out with Uta, we just literally just rubber band of doom out of that attack very easily. We stop it from being KO'd. They play Rebecca into returning Lucci to hand and play out nothing. That's fine with us. We weren't gonna, really worry about it. And now Nojikoing the Rebecca isn't worth it yet. I don't think it's worth putting Kaya on the board. We don't really have any draw options at the moment. We're not like bricked up or anything. I think we just pass. I don't think we Kaya right now. I don't think it's worth it. I don't know if it's ever not worth it, but I'm just trying to play as if I know what I'm doing. So they play out Laboon. They swing in for 7. I think we're just going to Desert Spada here. Look at the top 3 cards of the deck and put them in the order we would like. So start placing on the top. We're going to put this on the top. Ooh, we may actually go White Snake, Snake Dance, then Nojiko. Not against that. We could also Kai on this next turn, draw 2, trash 2, drop one of the Nojikos now. I think we just leave it like that. And then give them I think we just give them a 1k after that. I don't think we need 2 Nojikos here, especially if we do the draw 2, trash 2. So now we can Kaya, draw 2, trash 1, trash 2, and then Nojiko, bounce, pass. I don't think that's a horrible option. We will probably just take a life here. Like, we don't have to, but we're so low on cards. They Lucci, KO both the characters. Good for our opponent. They get to remove our board. That is actually pretty good for Rob Lucci. I think we're going to look for a trigger here and take the life. Kind of get some more resources in hand because we don't have much going on at the moment. Especially if they are going to just swing 9 at us. I don't think it's worth giving them more resources and losing that in the long haul. We get the Love Mellow. We get the Sanji's Peel Off. So we're just going to peel off, draw. We have some pitch fodder if we get a gavel, and I think we just pass at that point. Yeah, I think we just pass. They have the Lucci. Another Nojiko would be nice if we still had it. They play Jack out, and then they can swing in for 7 and 7. So what we're gonna do here is White Snake, +1 draw, and then Desert Spada, +2, place on top, exactly like this, because we want to be able to trash this Cavendish with the Usopp's Rubber Band of Doom. So we're just going to return cards and resolve the attack, and then we're going to give them this 2k counter here for the next 7. So 2k +2, trash the top card of the deck, resolve the attack because we are a 6k leader. And now we're in a better spot. I think we go ahead and Kaya. Draw 2. This is so easy to remove, but it takes away their Dawn if they do. We know we trash this. I think we just trashed one of the Namis, because if they want to remove the Nami that bad, that's fine with me. And then I think we go 8 into Lucci here. Do we go 8 or 6 into Lucci? I think we go 8. That still leaves us the 5. They do block out, but that gets the blocker off the board for later, so we can swing into it again. We're down to 25 cards in the deck. We have Love Beam active to draw a card if they swing in for a 9. We have Snake Dance to bounce the Kaya. That should be good. They can use Jack to remove one of the bodies, but that gets rid of an attack, so I don't mind if they Jack pop Nami here, just because that, again, gets rid of one of the swings that they would have. So now what we'll do is Snake Dance first, just in case they do want to remove anything. So we will give +4 and then bounce Kaya and resolve the attack here. So now they have 8 Dawn. Man, these are tough matchups. This is a tough deck to learn. Now they go Rebecca, return Brook, play out Brook, KO Nami. That's good too. Kind of one of the things you would expect. Now they can go, 9 and 9. So we can Love Mellow. I guess we could take the 9 first to see what the options are. But then if we get a trigger that we want. So let's go +4, draw a card, and then I think we Rubber Band of Doom. +2, trash the top card of the deck, which was a gavel. And now we have 21 cards in trash, 23, and then we just take the 9. We use the trigger, draw 2 cards, and then draw 1 more card. So do we Kaya now? I think we do. Kaya, draw 2, trash Nami, trash Desert Spada. We hold the other Kaya for now. We have gavel. We swing 5 into Brook. They should probably just block out again because they have a full board anyways. Doesn't really matter, but hey, do it how you want to do it, and then pass. So we're down to 18 cards total. Need to continue, kind of getting rid of cards in our deck. We're definitely going to Snake Dance. We're going to Love Mellow and then gavel. I think that'll be the best option just to see what we draw first. So they're going to swing in for 9 here. We're going to choose no counter, snake dance, +4, bounce, counter, resolve. And it looks like they may go a bunch of 9s across the board. Because, well, they can go 9, 9, 7. So they need to go for a 7 across the board somewhere. But I guess that was to force us to go ahead and counter out of that. Here's going to be their 7, which is where we are going to Love Beam, +4, and draw a card, resolve the attack. And then we have another Love Beam here so now they can go 8 and 9. So 8, we're going to Love Beam, +4, draw 1, resolve attack. And then 9, I think we just take. Do we just take a 9? Because I don't really want to gavel. So I think we just take, we use the trigger, draw 2. I don't think we're in a position to Kaya and win the game. But I'm not against it. I'm not against it. So Kaya will drop, I don't know how good Snake Dance is going to do right now, in case we run out of Dawn. Now we can 3, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's drop in a piece, and then draw 3, swing in for 5. Heck, even if we bounce back to Lucci here, I think we'd still have enough Dawn if we Nojiko the Lucci, and then pass. I think that was the correct play, actually. I think we did something good. It's tough to say. It's really tough to say. So they're going to swing in for 9. I think we're going to gavel, pitch, Spada. Or do we just take this? Because they can go, what, 9, 9, 9s across the board? I think we should just take. Use trigger, draw 1, trash 1. We have 7 cards left in our deck. I think we win this. 10, I think we just, do we not just take that as well at this point? I think we just gavel that back to hand. Now it's like, okay, swing 7. Now we just snake dance, +4, bounce Kaya, resolve attack. We're down to 7, and that's just GG's. We would have had a Desert Spada. Would we have won that? I think so. I think we would have. I don't know for sure. Would have had a peel off. I don't know. I really don't know, because we would Kaya, draw 2, trash 2, and then gavel, pitch, mellow, draw, stack the top 3, and then we just sit on the counter we have. We would have survived, but I don't know if we would have won. It was a close match, though. We would have had 5 cards left in deck, draw 1 with beam, trash 2 with gavel, so that's 4 total, right? I think. 2, 1, 2, so that's 5. So we would have just needed to survive, and I think we would have won at that point, depending on what's the last card. The last card in the deck, Cavendish, and Sanji's peel off second to last. So yeah, we would have won if we would have drawn into the peel off the second cards. I don't know. That's for the Nami players to figure it out. I'm done with Nami. I'm so done with this deck. At the end of the day, Nami was not as bad as I really thought. Playing it myself, it's not the worst deck ever. It just does make a lot of people feel bad, but so does Lucci, and so does a lot of other decks out there. Like, everybody has their own little deck that they hate to play against. Everyone knows mine is Lucci, and I actually don't mind playing against Nami. I can usually beat it relatively, I wouldn't say easy, it depends on what deck I'm playing, but usually I'm an aggro kind of guy, so playing some kind of aggro deck. Anyways, that was it for Nami today. As always, like, subscribe, join the One Piece family. Let me know your thoughts on the deck down below in the comments. I think this is a fun deck. It's not a deck you can probably win a regional with, but you never really know. So if you can, skilled pilot enough, I really, really respect you. Not for me. This isn't my kind of deck. We're going back to Vegapunk soon.